We are at that sublime moment in our program for our guest keynote speaker. Lewis Black is a two-time Grammy and Emmy Award-winning comic who has been a regular commentator on The Daily Show since its inception. I think he's the longest commentator in terms of tenure. He has done 6 Comedy Central specials, 2 for HBO and 2 for Epix. He's also hosted his own show, The Root of All Evil, on Comedy Central. As an actor, he has appeared in over a dozen films, including Man of the Year, and accepted in a number of TV shows, including The Big Bang Theory. Could we hear some noise, please? The New York Times best-selling author, that's right, the New York Times best-selling author, has written 3 books. Having written over 40 plays, his work has been performed throughout the country and on other planets. In addition to his professional pursuits, Lewis is dedicated to a number of charitable organizations, including the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, the Brady Center to Prevent Gun Violence, and the 52nd Street Project. He is also deeply committed to supporting our troops. A seasoned USO tour veteran, he's performed for the troops on 3 Christmas tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, and was accompanied by the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. It was just about 35 years ago when I enjoyed college days and friendship with Lewis at Yale. Please make some noise and welcome to the podium, Mr. Lewis Black.
Now, with a resume like that, I wonder why more colleges haven't asked me to be their commencement speaker. Seriously, you're the very first school to have asked me. And I'm not exactly sure what that says about you. But it is an honor that I will not forget. And since no one ever has asked me, I wonder, truly, what were you guys thinking? Was no one else available who actually possesses knowledge, wisdom, and a real job? Was I your last choice before you had to go out and ask a mime? Are you sure? Seriously. Is this college even accredited? My guess is that no one has asked me because they were afraid I'd yell or scream or dare I say it, use profanity. I'd say bad words like Democrat, Republican, Tea Party, or gun control. They don't want someone speaking who has never gotten along with authority figures and believes that the most important quality a leader possesses is an ability to delegate responsibility and not the size of their paycheck or their need to bathe in the glory of their own ego and the luxuriant sounds of their own voice. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I hope you got through that sentence with me. Someone who believes, since I was broke, because I worked in theater till I was 40 years old, I actually believe it is, and this is going to shock some of the folks in the back, it's a privilege to pay taxes. And it's not a political question, folks, because we have to pay for stuff. And not only is it important to pay taxes, but when those taxes are collected, they should be used judiciously and responsibly. And I am someone who believes that rules that are stupid are made to be broken. And before I forget, I just want to say that I'm really sorry that you might not be getting the Social Security checks that you will expect when you get older. Our parents passed it on to my generation, but no one, seriously, no one ever said to us that we were supposed to pass it on to the next generation. So we spent it. But I've digressed. I've got 5 minutes to impart my wisdom, so let's get to it. Here's what I've got. This is what I know. These were the best years of your life. It will never be this good again. It's why people say it. It's true. And if these weren't the best years of your life, then start over. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has a funny story to tell except Mark Zuckerberg. He apparently spent his college career designing a program to locate friends who didn't want to be found. I want you to remember that your sense of humor is your life preserver in what can definitely be a vale of tears. Relish it. Cultivate it. It will keep you sane in the midst of the madness you will encounter nearly, and I promise you, nearly every day of your life. It is vital to your existence. It's so important that people pay morons like me to make them laugh. I want you to remember that you are now entering a world that's filled to the brim with idiots. I'd use another word for that, but it's considered by many idiots to be too colorful and inappropriate at such an austere occasion. Since there are so many idiots out there, you actually may start to think you're crazy. You are not. They are idiots. At some point, you will find yourself interviewing for a job with an idiot who is in charge. Remember to just smile and be polite and pretend that you're listening, like when your parents rattle on about something that they know nothing about and that you have no interest in. Just gut it out. You may know they are full of it, but don't ever tell them that. And whatever you do, don't tell the idiot that they're an idiot. There may come a day when you may need that idiot. And idiots may be idiots, but they do have a memory. This is no doubt obvious to most of you, but I sure wish someone had told me. And while we're on the subject of job interviews, I'm just passing this on because it's true. Don't look at your phone when it buzzes or play something by Jay-Z while you're being interviewed. When you go into an interview, turn your phone off, jackass! I only say this because apparently that's what some recent graduates have been doing at their job interviews. They've also been doing stuff that is so stupid that I can't even tell you because it defies the human imagination. Which in a way brings us to the idea of multitasking. It's not real. If you're on the phone and reading your email at the same time, you aren't doing either of them. It's not because I'm old and I can't do it. It's because I'm old and I know it's a crock. The brain isn't built that way. Not yet. You can only be in one now at a time. It's why you can't drive and text. If you're doing two things at once, guess what? You're not doing either. You didn't quite get that, I don't think. I think you really think that that's true. Look at this. I'm talking, somebody's tweeting. The most important thing of all, now you are armed with a degree for which there is probably no real job in sight. And you've heard this 1,000 times, and the reason you have is because it is true. Pursue whatever it is that you want to do with your life. It's the only secret to happiness that I know, except for maybe true love and maybe the amazing health insurance plan like our congressmen have. Pursue your dream. I believe that is the path you should follow. It's why you have the dream, to show you the road that you should be on. If you follow that road, you may not end up at your dream, but you will end up doing something that gives you immense satisfaction. You will spend most of your life working. That's the truth. And unless you win the Powerball, and if you do, you'll actually need to live in a trailer. Those are the people who win the Powerballs. But if you live in a trailer, chances are you're going to be hit by a tornado or a flood. This is the truth. Work sucks. So you want to do something you love doing, not, listen to me, what your parents want you to do. I know they paid money for many of you to have this education, but that doesn't buy your life, okay? It's your life, not theirs. You're the one who has to live it. They don't. They'll worry that you won't have enough money or that you're not ambitious enough, or whatever else they need to worry about when it comes to filling up their day. If we've learned anything over the past 4 years, there are no guarantees. And since there are no guarantees, then your dreams right now are as good as gold. No amount of money makes up for a job that grinds the life out of you. And if there is a God, I can promise you that the Supreme Being doesn't give a damn about your cash flow. If you're happy, you won't think about money. I seriously was as happy doing theater broke as I am making money as a comic. I wouldn't be a comic if I hadn't pursued my dream, which was writing plays for the theater. And I will say, if you actually are writing plays for the theater, don't. Go right to writing for television or film. Crack whores make more money than playwrights. But I'm not suggesting anything. Finally, just because you get old doesn't mean that you have to let go of your youthful inquisitiveness. Just because you get old, you don't have to let go of the beliefs you have now. You have them for a reason. It's called generally idealism. There's nothing wrong with being idealistic, but you're going to run into a bunch of idiots ready to tell you that there is. People will tell you, that's too idealistic, you're too idealistic, as if it's an insult. What's insulting isn't your idealism, it's their lack of it, their belief that nothing can be changed. My generation truly knew what they had to do, but in the end, we didn't do it because we were too busy spending money on our retirement. Be better than we were. Be better than my generation was. It shouldn't be hard because we've left you no money to distract you. So be better than we were, and I truly believe you will be. You are years ahead of us socially. Tweeting. You have all the information that mankind has gathered right in your pocket in your phone. Now use that information to find the facts to make a better world than the one we have today. Remember, when you make the world better for everyone, you do make it better for yourself. A lot of people don't agree with that. They are idiots. You matter. You are important. Don't let them screw with you. Get the job done. Take care of each other. And thank you for the privilege and the pleasure of speaking to you today. Go get them.
Thank you, Louis. That was wonderful. And if you're crazy enough to run for national office, you have just won 12,000 votes. On behalf of Marshall College, I would like to present Mr. Louis Black with an award. We're not allowed to give honorary degrees at the University of California, but we came up with something just as good. This is an award for quintessential acerbic wit in the field of political philosophy and social observation. The college recognizes you and your artistic achievements and honors your wrath. Please stand up.
Mom and dad and friends.
If you find this on eBay, buy it.